Hello everyone, welcome back to Gearhead Daily, and if you haven't had a chance, please hit the subscribe button. That would be really helpful to me if you get a chance. Have you ever found yourself owning a Jeep Wrangler and thought, gee, I don't know what to do with this entire box of 2 foot long 4x4s, or 2x4s in this case? Well, Jeep has your answer with the new Gladiator, and I understand that there are a number of people who like this, and I'm probably going to ruffle some feathers, and I'm probably going to get a lot of flack from the Jeep crowd who really like their Jeeps, and that's totally fine. I'm a huge fan of the CJs, especially when they were two doors. They were great little trucks, and I thought they really did some good stuff, and they're really moddable, and you can go mudding with them. You can do all sorts of great stuff with them. However, I really think Jeep is stretching here. This is essentially trying to capitalize on a market that is already oversaturated with little mini trucks like the S10 or the Ranger, or even Datsun had one for a while, the B2200, which I thought was a great little truck. But now I think they're trying to shoehorn this in by basically just elongating the CJ four-door platform and then slapping on this tiny little bed truck. So let's go through it and see what we can find out. So they say it's a long time coming. I think it just looks really rushed and like it just kind of was thrown into production because they need to somehow fill that niche somehow. But let's go ahead and see what we've got in front of us. Okay, so pricing and trim, you're looking at 31, and then of course the Rubicon starts at 41. That's, if you're not familiar, the Rubicon is the upgraded version with the nicer stuff. If you're looking at Tacoma, which in my opinion is a better truck, starts at 25, so already cheaper. And of course, you can go all the way up to $55,000. And look at the size of the bed. You can get some camping equipment in there. That looks cool, I guess. But if you're an off-road guy and you want to go mudding, this really doesn't look like the truck for you. This isn't the truck I would take mudding. I would take a regular CJ, actually, with a soft top. Now, let's look at towing, right? Of course, it's going to have a 3.6 liter V6, 285 horse, 265 foot-pounds. Claims max towing is 7,600 pounds. Seems a bit optimistic to me, but we'll see when that happens. That's with the optional Sport Max towing package, so standard, probably not as much. Now, here's the part that got me. If you want the diesel, right? You want a diesel, due to cooling area of the diesel, there's going to be less towing capacity with the diesel than with gasoline. Let that one sink in a little bit. Okay. Fuel economy, you're not really buying a truck for fuel economy, but to be fair, if you're going to buy a V6, you should probably get better than the advertised 17 city and 23 highway. I'm, again, not super blown away, and even at looking at this angle of it, I'm not super impressed. See if I can go to full screen here and pull it up, but I'm not a big fan of this angle. I'm not sure I really like the look of it. It's kind of got this old school Jeep sort of look to it, but they didn't really modernize it, and they threw some fender flares on there. I guess I don't fully understand, but they say ride and handling. I don't know. Have you ever ridden a Jeep? I've had a Jeep Wrangler, a Jeep Grand Cherokee at one point, and probably everything from every ball joint squeaked, even though it wasn't bad. Front, rear, it didn't matter. I mean, it was a rough vehicle. Let's just put it that way. Made it 90,000 miles before it decided to seize up on me. So that was lovely. Again, they're going to talk about this off-road handling and how it's going to be this off-road truck. But to be honest with you, maybe it's going to be an off-road truck. I'm not fully convinced. We'll see, and I will fully eat crow if it comes out and they sell 1 million of these little things and I'm looking like the idiot. Hey, I hope I do, but to be honest with you, I don't really like the look of it. Again, it just looks like an elongated four-door Wrangler, standard Wrangler that they had. They just kind of slapped this little tiny bed on the back, and not super impressed. And I'm not sure this is the truck that you would take off-roading, especially if you're into mudding or that sort of thing. We'll see what the aftermarket holds, but right now, it's going to be tough to get some off-road parts for it. Again, it's kind of got this like little mini uh, you know, AM General looking Hummer, mini Hummer look to it. And I sort of get what they're going with it and trying to make it look tough and off-roady, but I feel like it's kind of slapped together. It looks slapped together. And again, I'm sure I'm going to get hate from the Wrangler crowd who love this thing and think it's the greatest thing ever. Cool. You know what? Send me some videos. Send me some pictures. Show me what I'm missing. Show me what I'm missing. But for right now, the interior looks okay. I mean, I don't have any particular issue with it. Not a super big fan of those the flat styling right below the aircon control, just because sometimes it gets hard to reach. Hopefully, the four-wheel drive system will go in and out of gear fairly easily. It does say it's going to have a Dana 44, so that's positive. That's good. Rest of it looks fairly kind of standard Jeep-esque stuff to it. Interior looks, I mean, it looks okay. It tries to capture that open, Wrangler feel to it, but again, you got four doors that don't look removable, at least from what I can see, and you'll probably get four friends in there, and that's totally fine. Again, not sure it captures the whole Wrangler spirit. If you really want a Wrangler, you want to be able to take the doors off, you want to be able to take the roof off, and especially in Minnesota, freeze your butt off as well while you do it. So, again, interior features. This is pretty standard nowadays. I will say I do like the button layout here of the interior, and especially the aircon. I do like physical buttons. A lot of companies now are going to the touch screen. For example, my wife's Buick has the heated seats and the aircon where it's a touch screen, and you never get any like tactile feedback with it. So I do like the fact that they're using real buttons, and I do like being able to turn the heat up and down. I don't like the temperature set ones just because, I'm just kind of that way. And I do like it when I can just blow cold air, blow hot air, just because that's what I'm feeling like at the moment. So again, if you look at the bed of it, it doesn't even fit two mini kayaks. These are mini kayaks. These are like real ones, right? You can't even put them on the roof. They didn't even bother to try and put them on the roof. That's how little this thing is. It's paltry. And it's tiny. Go buy a Colorado. I mean, you could probably get a similarly equipped Colorado, and probably end up cheaper in the long run. We'll have to look that up later. Again, I'm not a big fan of the back. They got a weird angle here. It almost looks like they're looking down on it, but for some reason the butt end of it's kind of like up at an angle like that. That's kind of strange. Again, we're going to compare it to, here's the competition. You got the Colorado and the Canyon, which are both GM products. You've got the Tacoma, which is a great truck, and the Nissan Frontier, also a great truck, in kind of in this series. But in my opinion, I don't think this new Gladiator that they're putting out here, I'm not 100% sold on it. I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to go on a limb and say this is not the best looking truck out there, and there are probably better options. And I'm also going to say that it's probably going to suffer from the same Jeep Chrysler issues, where they've got transmission issues and a couple other things going for it. So here we go. We got the doors taken off. Okay, so that's good. So you can at least take the doors off. That looks cool. You can take the windshield. Looks like you can take the windshield down, which I'm sure won't leak, or will be no air leaks at all whatsoever. But then again, you're buying a Jeep Wrangler. You probably know the score when you get into it. So if it does have those, looks like steel panels on the top, maybe those looks like they're removable, which would be cool. I mean, I don't have an issue with it. The front end looks very aggressive, where you got the back end looks like a Ranger. The front end looks like a Raptor, and then the back end kind of looks like he's kind of a step side Ranger. So they didn't even extend the bed all the way around the fender flares. They just took it narrow too, so you couldn't even get a sheet of plywood in there. Get some camping gear, I guess, but this probably isn't the most capable off-road vehicle. I mean, look at the wheelbase. The wheelbase it's got to be 22 feet easily. I'm kidding. Don't write me angry letters, okay? Action shots, of course. Of course. Oh, and look, it's towing an old Jeep Wagoneer. I'll take the Wagoneer, to be frank. That would be a much better buy, in my opinion. Go out and buy an old Jeep Wagoneer. No, it can't even fit 2 dirt bikes. I rest my case. Anyway, I'm not even going through the rest of these slides. It's I think the vehicle speaks for itself. But I don't know. What do you think? Put it in the comments. Let me know. Do you think I'm a moron? Do you think I don't know what I'm talking about? I'm getting a fair amount of that lately, especially from that Supra video. Hit or miss on that one. But let me know in the comments what you think. Do you like the Jeep? Do you not like the Jeep? How far off base am I? Am I right? Am I wrong? Yeah, let me know in the comments. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one.